So you want to be a successful real estate investor and you're not sure how to start. Well, I've been successfully investing in real estate for over 25 years, and today I'm going to share with you my top 5 tips on how to be successful and what brought me the most success over the years and how you can avoid some of the mistakes that I made, keep yourself out of trouble, and make the most money possible. Thanks for joining me today, and welcome to the Utah Real Estate Market with me, Chris. I'm here to show you my top 5 tips that I've found that help people be the most successful in real estate investing. No matter if you're investing in your own backyard or you're investing on the other side of the country, I've done it all. I've bought and sold over 1,000 homes over the last 25 years, and I haven't lost on very many of them, but there have been a few I've lost on, and I know exactly the reasons why I lost on those homes. So it doesn't matter if you're moving in 9 days or 90 days. If you need some help or you have questions with anything when it comes to real estate, buying, selling, relocating, or investing, I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to answer any questions you might have. Reach out to me anytime by text, email, however you want to do it. All my contact information down below. I appreciate you watching today. If you're getting anything out of my videos, do me a favor. Hit the like and subscribe button so you'll be first to know when a new video comes out, and also so we can get this information out to as many people as possible. And with that, I'm going to give you my top 5 tips to be a successful real estate investor and set yourself up for the highest returns, the least amount of headache and hassle, and the opportunity to be successful. And if you stick around to my number 1 tip, it could save you thousands and thousands of dollars and save you a ton of headache. So don't make some of the same mistakes that I've made over my 25 years. I'm here to help you so that you don't have to go through some of the heartache and hassle that I've had to go through and make some of those same mistakes. So tip number 5, get a great property manager. So when you're looking for a property manager, don't find just the biggest one wherever you're investing in. Find a property manager that's going to take care of your properties the way he'd like to take care of his properties. Interview at least 3. Find out what they do for you. Find out what their charges are when it comes to leasing up. Do they charge a 1-month fee every time they find you a new tenant? Do they charge you a fee on top of the fix-up costs that their suppliers and their contractors and the work that they're going to do for you? Do they charge you other fees for changing the keys, or just they can nickel and dime you to death? I've had really great property managers, and I've had some that are just horrible, and they will eat your profits up. So you need to find a great property manager and get references. Talk to people that are currently using them and find out what they like about them and what they don't like about them. Find out what they charge. You're typically going to pay 8 to 10% of whatever your gross rental income is for the month. And when you find one, treat them like gold, because they are really hard to find and they will make you a lot of money. Tip number 4, you want to buy in working and middle-class neighborhoods. So do yourself a favor. If you're thinking of investing in a certain neighborhood, drive through there during the middle of the day and see how many cars are in the driveway. If all the cars are in the driveway and people are on the porch doing nothing, you're in a neighborhood that you probably don't want to be investing in, because those people most likely don't have jobs or not motivated, or whatever the reason might be. You want to drive through a neighborhood where all the cars are gone, people leave at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning to go to work, and they come home at 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. My sweet spot for investing in neighborhoods is I find the neighborhood where the Walmart manager lives, where the school teacher, the school principal lives, where the bus driver lives, where the cop lives, where the firefighter lives. Working, hardworking, middle-class people that make an income, that are proud to own a house or live in a house or rent a house. They keep it nice, the yards are well maintained, and they're going to pay you rent because they want to live there. I have some of my properties in several states that I've invested in where I have the same people for over 10 years and they haven't moved. We have annual rental increases, but those people stay there and they take care of the place. They have pride of ownership and they're happy to live there. So find really good middle-class working neighborhoods and you can't go wrong. When I first started my investing career 20 years ago, I was buying in the worst rundown, crime zone, war zone neighborhoods that you could buy because you could get those houses cheap. Well, there's a reason those houses are cheap. Nobody wants to live there. And if they do live there, they're going to pay the rent for just a certain amount of time. And then they're going to strip all the copper, the water heater, the AC units, everything out of there. I had one particular property in downtown Indianapolis where I replaced the AC units 4 different times. I stuck those units 12 feet off the ground, wrapped them with razor wire, chained them down, and bolted them down to the house, and they still stole them and just recycled the copper out of them. So they didn't get very much money when it comes to recycling, maybe $100, $150. But every time I had to replace one of those units, it was $3,000. So buy in areas that are not crime-ridden, that are middle-class working neighborhoods where you can actually walk around and not be too scared to walk those neighborhoods, even at nighttime. Tip number 3, the next place you need to be looking for to buy your rental investment income property is buy in cities and states that are growing. So you never want to buy where there's no demand. You want to buy a place where it's cities where people are moving in. They've got jobs coming in. They're creating a great working environment for their residents. Buy where factories are being built, where high-tech companies are moving in, where it's a growing part of the economy and growing part of the state and the city and the neighborhood. You want to buy places where people want to be. You want to buy where the jobs are. You don't want to buy in Flint, Michigan, for example. Some of my first properties I bought were in Flint, Michigan, and I was buying these beautiful, 50, 60, 70-year-old homes that didn't need hardly any work, some carpet and paint, but had beautiful crown moldings, and they were just great. And they were $5,000 or $10,000. How can you go wrong with that? They were so cheap. Well, you can go wrong with that because people don't have jobs there. They don't have an income. They don't have any money, right? And it's a dying community. Now, it might be getting a little bit better nowadays, but all of the manufacturing jobs from the auto industry had left that part of Michigan, so it was a dying industry. We sold those homes, we broke even, and we got smarter, and we started investing in areas like Indianapolis, for example, where there's a lot of high-tech companies, medical software companies, medical tech companies that are moving in. Indianapolis is a thriving community with lots of jobs being created and lots of people moving in and want to live there. So there's a demand for housing. You have to go where the demand is. My number 2 tip is buy in tax and landlord-friendly states. You do not want to be buying a state like California. So California, New York, Illinois, some of these places are not landlord-friendly states. If you have a squatter move into your home, it's going to take you 9 to 12 months to get that person out. The courts are not friendly to landlords there. You don't have nearly as many rights as you do in other places. If I have somebody in Utah, for example, that's not paying rent, and I have a signed lease with them, or they're a squatter, I have my eviction attorney I can call up, and I can have that person out in 30 to 45 days max, right? And then there's going to be some teeth. They're going to get treble damages. That's triple the damages. So if they damage a bunch of things or they cost me a bunch of money, I can go back after them for triple whatever it cost me. So you need to rent in states that are landlord friendly, that also have good tax policies, right? So if you're in California, the taxes you're going to pay there, I think just the sales tax alone is 13%. But where you're going to pay as what they think you are a rich landlord with lots of properties and just making tons of money and millions of dollars, well, who are they going to go after for their taxes? They're going to go after you. So you need to be looking for rental properties and investment properties in states that are landlord friendly and have good tax policy that aren't going to tax all your profits to death. And the number 1 tip I have for you today, buy for cash flow. Do not buy for appreciation. There are some states that go up, some states that go way down. Those areas that go up tend to go way down just as fast. So if you're buying for appreciation, you better be careful. But if you buy for cash flow and then hope for appreciation, so that is the number 1 tip to being a successful real estate investor. You buy for cash flow and you hope for appreciation. Now, you all know the areas that happened in 2008 and other times that have gone up like a rocket, and they've also gone down like a rocket. Now, you can lose your shirts if you're investing at the wrong time, and trying to time the market in real estate can be really difficult. But if you buy for cash flow, and that property cash flows, particularly at today's high rates, if you can find an investment property and you're going to get a loan on that, your rate today is probably going to be 8% or higher. If that property will cash flow at 8% or higher, then you know you've got a good property. When the Fed comes back and they start reducing rates in a few years, there's a very good chance that that property is going to go up in appreciation and your cash flow is going to go up as well. So you need to find properties that are cash flowing in today's current market with today's current interest rates and situation, and then hold on to that property, get good tenants in there, get a good property management company in there, and then hope for appreciation. If appreciation doesn't come, well, that's one thing. It's very hard to buy in areas where there's both cash flow and appreciation. Now, in some of my areas where I bought, Indianapolis and Tulsa and Georgia and Provo, Utah, and other places like that, I've been lucky enough to buy properties over the years that have both cash flow and appreciation, but that's not always the case. It's really hard to do. So that's our number one tip, and don't forget it. Always buy for cash flow first. Don't buy for appreciation. If you buy for cash flow first, you will save yourself a lot of headache and hassle and trouble, and you will put yourself on the path to being a successful real estate investor. If you have any questions, type them below. Reach out to me. Bought and sold over 1,000 homes. I've made a ton of mistakes, and I don't want you to make those same mistakes either. So if you're interested in getting any advice on where I think the best deals are anywhere across the nation right now, we're in multiple states. We have quite a few properties. Most of them are doing very well. We just bought several in the North Carolina area. North Carolina is up and coming. That's a really good place to buy. Depending on where you buy, you got to be careful of some of the neighborhoods there. Some of the cities are great, but some of those neighborhoods can be street by street, depending on where you buy. So you got to be careful, and you have to get a real estate agent you can trust that's going to tell you the truth. One thing you'll find out about my channel, I'm not going to give you any BS. If I don't believe in something, or if I haven't done something myself, or I think something is a bad deal, I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to ruin my 25-year real estate reputation on giving somebody bad advice just to make a small little commission. That's not the way it works with me. So we don't give you any BS on this channel. We're going to give it to you straight, and we're going to give you the best advice possible to make sure you're successful in whatever you're doing when it comes to real estate. So remember, can you do me a big favor? Can you hit that like and subscribe button down there for me? And also leave a comment. If you have any questions or getting any value out of these videos, it really helps the channel out, helps me grow, helps me get this information out to as many people. And it only takes a second to do. And I really appreciate you joining me today. And until the next video, I'll see you later.